What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Keeta today, KTA USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 28th day of March. Here we are at about a 14.6 cent price, roughly 7 hours and 56 minutes left in the day. Pulled back a little bit from the highs, and I think this was to be expected, right? A little bit of volatility never hurt anybody. Still very bullish conditions. If we're looking at this here on the daily time frame, you can see that there is higher lows in the RSI. We've got lower lows in the price. There's bullish divergence there. I actually want to take this this chart from some exchange that has volume on it. Coinbase is fine. Coinbase is fine. We'll probably zoom back out, but you can see here as we're moving down, as we're getting this lower daily close, volume's dying off. Bullish divergence there, bullish divergence on the stochastics. I guess this is bullish divergence. Technically, you need a drive, but whatever. Bearish momentum is dying off. This is anything but intimidating. And the reality is here from 14.7 cents, we could go lower. We could go back below 14 cents. Hell, we could even go below 13 cents and still be in this double bottom dynamic with KTA. I very much do believe that we're going to see this price action prevail to the upside. There are gaps on the Coinbase 1 hour time frame. We can go over them now, actually. There are gaps here in the price. Let's see. There's a gap right there at about 19.5 cents. There are gaps even higher than that. There's a gap all the way up here at this candle at about 23.4 cents. There's a gap right there at 24 cents. There's a gap up here at 26 cents. There's even a gap all the way up here at about 27 cents. So here we are at 14.7 cents now. I thoroughly believe that we are going to see price action all the way up to like 30 cents again in a very short amount of time. This might be one of the easiest 100% growth moves that you'll see between now and the end of April. Absolutely, it will be. All you got to do is put your money in and then go to sleep. That's about it. But with that being said, look at the gaps to the downside that we have. We have a gap here. We have a gap here. There's a little bit of a gap down there. There's even some gaps down here. I have zero doubt at this point in time that before we get on with our bad selves to the upside and maybe we go up a little bit more, that we probably do come down a little bit more, and that's okay. We further exaggerate this divergence that we have on the daily time frames. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Moving up a little bit, getting some volume coming in, that's cool, but you're not really, the volume's coming in on these wicks. You're at a point where you found resistance before. You should be breaking out here with volume like this, but you're not. That's not. If you get volume coming in, that's good if you go somewhere. But if you don't go anywhere, it's probably selling pressure. I don't care if it's green. The RSI is overbought. The stochastics technically do have bearish divergence technically. And then the MACD, I don't know if the MACD is useful. Yeah, there's bearish divergence there. Not excited, not wooed by this at all. Woo me, even do this, go up to 16 cents, still going to come back down. I'm not impressed. And that's okay. It's okay. Very bullish on KTA overall. Don't let my tone mistake it or mistake you. We're looking at this here in the RSI on the 4 hour time frame and consistently rejecting these 60 area, the 60 level area on the RSI. We're not even getting overbought. We are consistently getting oversold. Things are turning a little bit. We're taking a little bit less of a bearish drive here, but still bearish nonetheless. The MACD is still bearish, even though we're flipped green here, still bearish. And the stochastics, they're all the way at the overbought zone now. In this bearish environment, I would consider that a reset so that we can move down, right? Just like this was. Probably the same thing here. Just like this was back here. The last few times we've been in the overbought zone with the stochastics have been bearish resets, and the RSI helps determine that, right? Because we're not getting overbought, but we are getting oversold. Bearish environment, we're living below this level. We're living below the 50. Predominantly, most of the readings are coming in below there. Very little is coming above there. Bearish, right? Very bearish. It's simple. It's not that hard. This is the relative strength index. Relatively speaking, are we strong or are we weak? And if you look at the general range that we've been in, relatively speaking, we've been weak. So in a weak environment, we see this as not a sign of strength, but as a sign of a reset. In a strong environment, the stochastics help us determine if it's reset to the downside and we're ready to move up, right? But we're just not in a strong environment yet. The pace is shifting. The momentum is shifting. You can see the boat is turning around. We just haven't done the full 360 yet, or I guess 180 yet. Daily time frame. Already went over all this, right? There's really not much more to go over. Beyond the gaps, if you're not a gap, as Eric Crown would call you, a gap boy. If you're not a gap boy, then let me at least throw the fibs on here for you, right? from a high to a low. And who's to say this is the low? The reality is, guys, from here we could see a lower low and still have that double bottom and still play out exactly, and even better than what I'm forecasting. Okay, I expect that when we move up, it will be fierce. It will be robust. It's going to be magnificent. It's just not right now. That's all. Be patient. Take it as an opportunity to buy more, because that's what it is. When we move up, the golden ratio here is at about 24 to 26, 27 cents right there. That doesn't fill all the gaps, but it fills most of them to the upside. And then beyond that, we have the 786, 886. This is what leads me to believe, I mean, just like on a simplistic level, beyond the fibs, we're probably going to move up and just find resistance where we found resistance before. And then the question is this another lower high? Are we going to see lower lows from there? Or are we going to build a base, a platform of which we can eventually break out of this kind of overall range that we've been condemned by and even broken out of to the downside here? So what I would think is, thinking of this as a range, right, from the lower points here, and maybe I can shave this up a little bit to the higher points over here, right? We can put this down, something like this. You're kind of range bound here. You broke out of it. I would assume we find resistance at the top end. We probably come back down, find support at the bottom end. And then the real question begins. Is this the breakout? Do we continue to consolidate? Are we forming like an ascending triangle or something like that? What's going on? And it'll probably be, if we were to break out of this at all to the upside, if we were to see higher prices than 35, 36 cents, it would likely not be in the month of April, but a later month. And if I had to guess, we probably top off here in April. May, June, we're probably working our way back down, maybe like consolidating, doing whatever. And then later this year, if we haven't gone back down to this level or maybe even lower, maybe later this year we can talk about breaking out. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I do think we have a robust move coming. And again, guys, we have lower prices to go. We are likely at least going to go below 14 cents again, if I had to guess. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if I was buying, and I would look to buy below 14 cents. Looking at how we're interacting with this now, we've bounced off the golden ratio. We're back at the 0.5382 area. Likely we come down to the 786, 886. That's at 13.3 to 12.9 cents. Anywhere from like 13.5 cents or lower, I think is a green light to buy. Really anywhere below 14 cents. Even these prices are fine. It's just if you buy here, it's pretty obvious, at least to me, that we are going to pull back. So, I mean, I just don't willingly buy in those situations. I do think we have a 10% drop or more to come, but nothing extreme. If it is more extreme, I mean, we could see a 20% drop. It could happen, and we're still fine. It's not comfortable, but we'd still be fine. And I like to say it like this. It's not fun to buy the high, and then the price goes down here. It's not fun, but if you hold on, at least you'll inevitably have fun. At least it's not a bad thing. Okay, what is a bad thing is to buy the high and sell the low. Don't complete the circle. If you can't hold yourself back from buying, you hear the fact that you could get a 100% growth in probably the next month, and all you got to do is buy here at these levels. Why wait for it to go lower? What, it's going to drop 1 cent? I don't care. Okay, fine, I hear you. That's fine. Just if you buy here and it goes down here, you tell yourself, if I'm buying here, I'm not selling here. Don't do that, right? Buying here and the price going down here, this is not a bad price to buy. It's not ideal. It's not perfect. You're going to sit through some stress. But what is bad is if you buy here and then you sell here. That is bad, okay? So have that conversation with yourself. If you can't control yourself, if you can't deal with the price going down there, maybe wait till it goes lower. I don't think the price is going down here. I've said it a bunch of times very clearly. I don't think it is, but it could. I think the price is going here between 13.3 to 12.9 cents. That's where I'm going to layer in more KTA. And likely from there, I mean, if we just think about it like this, I'm just going to go to 14 cents. Let's say it goes 13.9 cents, whatever. We're still in the golden ratio zone. We're at that level, and let's say that we do move up to 30 cents, because I do think that we'll see a 30-cent price and probably just above 30 cents before we top off sometime in April or May. That's 116% growth. Is that going to fix all your problems? If you're down 90% in your portfolio, is that going to fix all your problems? No. But it's something. It's something, and it's a very obvious catch, I think. I have nothing else to say. Hit that like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Bye-bye.